On set with me now is Chiquetta Elder from the Office of Equity and Human Rights to talk about the Landlord Tenant Program. Welcome, Chiquetta, to the show today.
Thank you.
We're glad that you're here.
Thank you. I'm happy to be here.
Oh, awesome. Could you tell us what is the City of Tacoma Landlord Tenant Program all about?
The City of Tacoma's Landlord Tenant Program is a program designed to equip both landlords and tenants with understanding their rights under the Washington State Residential Landlord Tenant Act, which is RCW 5918. The program is available to any landlord or tenant who has property that's inside the Tacoma city limits.
Okay, and why do you feel the City of Tacoma Landlord Tenant Program is important?
I think the significance and the importance of the Landlord Tenant Program is because the Washington State Residential Landlord Tenant Act does not have an enforcement arm. There's only civil remedies. So our program equips people to know their rights under the law and also gives them the tools to be able to exercise their rights under the law. So, for example, we're the only city in the state of Washington that has a landlord tenant program. There's no other city that has a program such as ours. So we're able to help the residents of Tacoma understand their rights and responsibilities under the Landlord Tenant Act.
So with no enforcement, how are tenants protected?
Under the landlord tenant law, there isn't a lot of protections. However, the City of Tacoma does have a couple of ways where tenants are protected. One of them is the fact that we want to make sure that everybody lives in habitable units. So under the Landlord Tenant Act, it gives the tenant the opportunity to request for a code enforcement inspection. So through the Landlord Tenant Program, we're able to set that up to where a tenant who follows all of the steps under the Landlord Tenant Act is able to have a code enforcement inspection to make sure that their unit is livable. But the city also has protections under the fair housing laws, which would protect a person from discrimination, based on their race, color, religion, national origin, mental or physical disability, familial status, which means you have children under the age of 18 in the home. So the city does have that protection. So if someone is being discriminated against in their housing transaction, the city could assist them in filing a discrimination claim, and there would be an investigation, and we would decide whether the act of discrimination happened. So those are the two ways that the city can help protect the residents of Tacoma. Other than that, all we can do is help equip them to be able to exercise their rights on their own.
Yeah, giving them tools and referrals and information is so valuable.
We do a lot of referrals because
great.
We feel that people have the right to have healthy homes and to be able to enjoy their homes while living in Tacoma. And with the way the Landlord Tenant Act is written, there's not an enforcement arm to it. So we just want to make sure that everybody's equipped with knowing their rights under the law.
Wow. And can you walk us through how would a tenant file a complaint, or an owner? How would they file a complaint?
So if they have a landlord tenant question, they would go through our 311. So if you're inside the Tacoma city limits, you can just pick up any phone and dial 311, and that will get you to an intake specialist. And then they would take the intake over the phone, and it would come directly to me, and I would respond to those within 48 hours, usually right Johnny on the spot. I usually am. Or if you're outside the city limits of Tacoma, but the property is inside, you can dial 253-591-5000, and that will get you to the 311 customer support center, and they will do the same thing. Or a person can go online and file it in the 311 system.
Okay.
If you have a fair housing complaint, you can also dial 311, and they will transfer you to the Office of Equity and Human Rights.
Okay. Well, thank you, Chiquetta, for being with us today, and thank you for everything that you and your department does for our community. And we hope that you can come back and give us some updates really soon.
I will. Thank you.
My pleasure. When we come back from the break, we'll find out about a major project getting ready to take place in North Tacoma. Stay with us.